Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And for today's YouTube video, I'm going to be giving you guys my NFL playoff bracket. But before we dive into that, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support on the previous video. And yeah, with that being said, let's repping my Dolphins, baby. First round exit, but gotta represent. So the last time I wore this jersey, spoiler alert, was back in 2017. It was the year of 2016 or 2017, but it was the season of 2016, and that was the last time the Dolphins made the playoffs. So I haven't worn this jersey in, if my math is right, 6 years actually. 2017, yep, 6 years. So it's been 6 years since I've worn this jersey, but we're banging it out. Obviously, this is a Jalen Waddle jersey, as you guys can see here. So yeah, got Jalen Waddle jersey repping. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. So I'm gonna start with the AFC first. I think that's the easier of the two. I think the NFC is gonna be a lot harder to predict. So starting off, I'm just gonna get the easy one out of the way. We got Bills Dolphins. Now Skylar Thompson is gonna be starting. I think if the Dolphins can run the ball effectively, we'll have a chance, but Skylar Thompson really hasn't shown me anything in terms of being a passer and throwing the ball down the field, like really pushing it down like 15-20 yards. He doesn't really take those shots that often, and yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, the Bills are just too good. Going back into Orchard Park, I have to take the Bills. I would love to see the Dolphins win, of course, because I am a Dolphins fan, so I want to be proven wrong, but I just really don't see it happening. Now moving on to the Bengals and that's strange. Anyways, moving on to the Bengals and Ravens game. Lamar Jackson not playing. They're playing in Cincinnati. They did play them week 18 and they won. I'm going with the Bengals again. And then now we're going to move on to, I think, one of the harder AFC matchups to predict, but I think it's fairly easy. Now that may sound confusing, but a lot of people have been choosing the Jags. I've been seeing like on ESPN SportsCenter, everyone's choosing the Jags. They said they're on a hot streak. They have not been that impressive. I mean, yes, they did beat the Cowboys, and then yes, they did beat the Titans to get into the playoffs, but nothing really impressed me. It was more so playing an inexperienced quarterback in Tennessee, and Joshua Dobbs. Game came down to the last play, and he fumbled it, and then they ran a touchdown into the end zone. But Jacksonville's offense does not really impress me. Now, statistically speaking, the Jags have the better offense and the better defense. Statistically speaking, they have the better offense and defense than the Chargers do. The only way I can see the Jags winning this game is if Doug Peterson is very, very smart with his play calling, which I do trust. I really do trust it, but I don't know. I just don't see the Chargers losing. I think Justin Herbert gets his first playoff victory. Man, it's gonna be a tough, really tough game, I think, but I'm still gonna be taking the Chargers. Now moving on to the NFC, I think the NFC is gonna have a lot more tougher games to predict when it comes to the wild card. So first, I'm gonna start off with, I think, the easiest game to predict, San Francisco and the Seahawks. Seattle traveling to San Fran with all the offensive weapons they have, the best defense in the NFL with Geno Smith. Nothing against Geno Smith. Love him, love the comeback story, and love how he's playing this weekend. Love how he's playing this season. But I mean, I just don't see them losing, especially at home in San Fran. Yeah, I just don't see them losing. So I got San Fran advancing to the next round, winning very convincingly, in my opinion. Now we're going, I think these two are the toughest games to predict this weekend, right? So you have Minnesota, who is 13-4, I believe. Yeah, 13-4, and then you have the Giants, who are 9-7-1. Now, if you guys do recall, this game came down to a game-winning field goal, and it was a 61-yarder that put the Vikings ahead, and they won the game. I don't know who's going to win this game. I really don't. At this point, I'm just guessing. But I do have a little stat for you here. The Vikings, they have a negative point differential this season. So I got a little stat for you here, right? 47 teams have made the playoffs with a negative point differential in the NFL. 47 teams in NFL history, I should say. Only 3 out of those 47 have advanced to the conference championship. So NFC or AFC championship game. And only one of those has won the Super Bowl, which was the New York Giants back in, I think, 2008. The Minnesota Vikings, I think if they do win this game and then they'll go play San Fran, I don't see them winning that. But this is going to be a tough game. So I've taken a couple minute break, and I've just been looking at stats, trying to figure out who's going to win this game, and I really don't know. I can't tell you at this point. I think it's just going to be a guess. The only reason I'm going to take Minnesota here is because they are the home team. They do have one of the better offenses in the NFL, and they actually have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The only reason I'm taking Minnesota is because they're at home. But I would not be surprised if the Giants won. I almost picked them. I was sitting here looking at stats. I almost picked them. But now moving on to this game. This game is a very, very, very interesting game. Tom Brady has never lost to the Dallas Cowboys. I believe he's 8-0. They're playing in Tampa. Dak Prescott just came off of a very, very bad week. But the Bucs have not been playing good, and they're below 500. Now, this game could go a couple of ways. Well, first of all, before I even dive into that, it's very hard to bet against Tom Brady, right? I mean, he is 45 years old, but it is extremely, extremely hard to bet against Tom Brady. And I'm smart enough to know not to bet against Tom Brady. Now, with that being said, I think I might bet against Tom Brady. This is going to be such a dumb decision, but I really do think the Cowboys are going to win this game. I really do. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I have learned my lesson to bet against Tom Brady. Now, even though the Bucs and their offense isn't the greatest this season, you know, Todd Bowles isn't the best as a play caller, their defense is still top notch, and so are the Cowboys. I would love to see the Cowboys win this game. I really, really mean that, but I just don't think it can happen, and it's Tom Brady, and I'm not going to bet against Tom Brady. Okay, now going over back to the AFC and the divisional round. I'm going to start with the Bills and the Bengals, right? So the Bills will be hosting this game due to seeding because they are the 2 seed. My gut says Joe Burrow, right? In my opinion, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. He makes less mistakes. He's more accurate with the football. And he's just a better quarterback, I think, right? Some people call me crazy, whatever. Now, these are some of the top 5 offenses and top 5 defenses in the NFL, right? Playing in Orchard Park. I don't know. This is another tough one, man. These games really do come down to, I guess, home field advantage, you know? So, oh man, this is a tough one. You know, if Miami can go to Orchard Park in that snow with Tua and almost beat the Bills, I can't see why the Bengals can't do it. So I have the Bengals winning this game in a very, very tight-knit, close game. Maybe like a field goal, maybe 4 points, something around there. But I got my boy Joe Burrow going back to the AFC Championship game and rematching Patrick Mahomes. But I would not be surprised if the Bills did win this game. Now, Patrick Mahomes' record against the Chargers in his career is 7-2, so I just don't see him losing a game like this again. I can see it being very, very close because they are in the same division. Now, Patrick Mahomes' record against his division is 26-3, and 2 of those losses have come to the Chargers. So this is going to be his 3rd time playing the Chargers this season, but I don't see them losing. I do see it being a close game, sort of maybe like a 10-point game, but I see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs taking care of business at home and hosting their 5th straight AFC Championship game. Didn't even realize that. Anyways, going to the NFC, I think the Niners easily win this game. I don't think there's any reason to even talk about this. The Niners are better in every way in this game, especially their defense. I think that is going to be the biggest problem for the Vikings, is trying to score points on their defense. And then again, the Vikings defense trying to hold Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel to under 20 points. I think it's going to be near impossible, and I think San Fran is going to the NFC Championship game. And then this game, I say not to bet against Tom Brady. I learned my lesson in the wild card. A wild card rematch from last year, but this year in the divisional round, but this time at Philadelphia. In that weather, this time with a better Eagles team as a number 1 seed. Jalen Hurts is having an MVP year. I do not see the Bucs going into Philadelphia and winning this game. I'm just going to be completely honest. I don't. Now, he is still Tom Brady, and he's the greatest quarterback to ever graze this earth. But with how good the Eagles defense is, I think they're just going to make adjustments, and they're going to be well rested. And I think they win this game, and I think they put up a ton of points. By a ton, I mean maybe like 30 points against this Bucks defense. So now we have the final four. We have the Chiefs, Bengals, and we have the Eagles and the 49ers. Now, my preseason, sort of mid-season prediction was Chiefs and Niners in the Super Bowl. And so far, I'm kind of, you know, there's still very much a chance of this being the case. Now, this is going to be a very interesting game. Last year, the Bengals were down, 21-3, I believe, at half. And then they came back and won the game in overtime to beat the Chiefs. Now, this is still going to be a really good game. They have to travel again to Kansas City for the second straight year. But I don't think Patrick Mahomes will lose for a fourth straight game against Joe Burrow. I don't think it happens, and I have Kansas City going back to the Super Bowl. Now going over to the NFC Championship game, this is going to be very, very interesting, and I think it's going to be a very, as much as I hate to say it, low-scoring game. I think both teams might be kept under 20 points, only due to the fact that these teams are really good. Defensively, I should say. Now, the Niners have the best defense in the NFL, and the Eagles have the 8th best defense in the NFL, right? But now, if we're going offensively, the Eagles have the 2nd best offense, and the Niners have the 6th best offense. So, by low scoring, I think there's going to be a lot of offense. I think there's going to be 300 plus yards, maybe even 400 plus yards per team offensively, but I don't think they will get into the end zone, which is why I think it'll be a field goal game, right? So, I think this game is going to be the Niners game to lose, right? They are playing in Philadelphia, but I do think even though Brock Purdy is a rookie, all you have to do is be a point guard. You just have to facilitate that ball and make right decisions, right? Don't force the ball downfield when you have insane weapons, and relying on your defense to win games for you. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to run the ball really well. I think there's going to be a lot of read options, a lot of RPOs in this game, a lot of shorter game stuff, so you don't have to push the ball downfield. You know, you want to put Joey Bosa on the weak side. I think that is what they're going to be doing a lot of here, but I still think the Niners are going to come through and pull this game out. So now we have a Super Bowl rematch of Super Bowl 52, I think. Super Bowl 52 of when Patrick Mahomes won his first Super Bowl. And I think they do it again. I don't know if you guys saw about a month or two ago, maybe a month ago, I'll pull up the tweet right here. I tweeted Patrick Mahomes will win his second Super Bowl on February 12th or 14th, whenever it is. So I think it's February 12th. So I have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I have to back myself. I still think this is going to be a really great game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it'll be like a 34-31, 34-27 type of game. And I think Kansas City wins this game and Patrick Mahomes gets his second Super Bowl ring. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments of my picks, what you guys thought of my explanations, what you would do differently. If you agree, if you disagree, I just want to hear the discussion and your opinions on all this stuff. Now, of course, this is just my opinion, like I said. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I sound like a broken record here, but I really do want to know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next video. Peace.